Wack 100's been yelling snitch for years like it's his favorite word. But now, a wild wiretap just got leaked, and guess who might have dropped it? 21 Savage. And suddenly, folks are dragging up that old 2005 federal gun case like it just happened yesterday. Now think about this. What if Wack's been playing both sides all along? Imagine this. The guy's non-stop running his mouth, calling everybody a rat. But then, boom! A wiretap hits the net. And for a split second, it's like a badge just flashed from his back pocket. That 1 second might have been all it took to shatter his whole image. But wait, it gets messier. The real twist? People say 21 Savage himself leaked that clip. Not just reshared it, not just laughed at it, leaked it. And if that's true, he's been sitting on this bomb for a minute? And honestly, can you blame him?
Court and told him that though.
Because his statement is Wack.
Bro, what you mean?
Damn,
Because
it's been 3
obviously
years.
you ain't going to court because you was going to court. Every time you go to court, they gonna let us know you going to court. So
I can't go to court for immigration if I got an open gun
what
case,
about
fool.
the gun case, bull?
I can't go to court for immigration if I got
They
an
will
open
give
gun
you
case.
your
man.
time.
And I just want to say this to y'all. When they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about Wack. Wack, loose cannon, 600, and this internet stuff.
Wack's been coming for 21 forever, calling him a snitch, claiming he worked with ICE to save his papers, even dragging his name through the YSL drama. And through it all, 21 kept his cool. He said a little here and there, but mostly stayed quiet. But this move, if he really dropped that tape, it wasn't drama, it was straight strategy. Wack's been sneak dissing him on Clubhouse for years. And now 21 clapped back without saying a word, like he'd been waiting for the perfect moment. When you connect all the pieces from the past few years, it starts to look real suspicious. Like Wack's been pointing fingers at everybody else just to keep folks from peeping what he's been up to. And this ain't even the first time folks been saying Wack got ties to the feds. A few months back, things got real shady. Big U caught a RICO charge, and right before he turned himself in, he straight up called Wack out on video, accusing him of working with the FBI. That's when stuff started feeling way too weird. Before the RICO hit the headlines, before anybody got arrested or any paperwork dropped, Wack already knew. Like, really knew. He hit up Big U's wife, sent her some frantic message like 911, he gotta go. That's wild, man. Tell me that don't sound off. Before Big U even got snatched up, Wack's already warning the fam? That don't feel like concern, that feels like a trap in disguise. Like he knew the raid was about to hit because he had the inside scoop. Then, after Big U got locked, Wack jumped online talking crazy, flipping the whole situation and trying to paint Big U as the snitch. Said he was using a BlackBerry to talk to the feds, like he was the one moving funny. But instead of clearing his own name, Wack just made himself look real suspicious. Like,
alright, so yeah, after you got that message,
Huh?
after you got the message, you hit up Big U's wife. You said, sis, 911. 1 sec, let me get solo. And you gave him a heads up.
What I tell him?
You said, 1 sec, let me get solo. He needs to leave. Bad. In caps, all caps. He needs to leave.
I said so bad, right?
Yeah, full bad.
how do you always know what's about to go down before it happens? How are you always right in the middle of the drama, but never the one catching heat? That call to Big U's wife ain't sit right with people. It felt like Wack was trying to play both ends, giving the heads up while also watching it all go down from a safe distance. That's when folks really started side-eyeing Wack. Like, maybe he's not the street watchdog he claims to be. Maybe he's just been wearing that mask the whole time. But this sketchy vibe? It ain't new. It traces all the way back to 2005. Word on the street is that Wack 100 and his brother got pulled over in Texas. Nothing crazy at first, just a speeding stop. Cops come up, start asking the regular questions, and Wack says they're on their way to a funeral in Oklahoma. Cool, right? Then the officers ask to search the car. Wack says no, so they bring out the K9s, and that's when it gets real. The dogs sniff out 3 guns, a shotgun, a rifle, and a pistol, all loaded. Now here's the kicker. Both Wack and his brother were already convicted felons. That's supposed to be automatic federal time. No games, no bail, no second chances. That kind of charge usually buries people before their careers even get off the ground. But somehow, Wack posts bail and flies back to LA like it was just a traffic ticket, then boom, 2 whole years go by. No court drama, no media chatter, just silence. Until out of nowhere, the The case gets dismissed, and not because of no missing evidence or some legal mix-up. The court said it was dropped in the interest of justice. Now hold up.
And I'm going through it. I said, yeah, I don't know nothing about this. He said, man, y'all too tight. I see Big U's signature. I see other signatures. I'm reading it. And what shook me was the police issued device to communicate with law enforcement in form of a BlackBerry.
Anybody who's ever dealt with the system knows that phrase don't show up in felon with firearm cases just because someone got lucky. That ain't kindness. It usually means someone gave something up to get out clean. Wack tried to clean it up later, said the search was illegal, tried to play it cool like it was all technical. But that was all smoke. The public court records showed no mention of an illegal search, just a straight-up dismissal, clean and easy. Too easy. But here's the part that really messes with people. The timing. That's what haunts this whole thing. Just a couple years after Wack caught that gun case, Suge Knight, Wack's old boss at death row, started getting pressed heavy by the feds. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Suge got named in a major gang injunction. His whole circle got torn apart. Raids, wiretaps, paperwork flying everywhere. But Wack? Not a single mention, not even once. Then came the wild Main Street Crips case, the one tied to a kidnapping linked to Shaq. That whole situation was chaos. And in the transcripts, there's some dude named Back popping up, making calls, leaving messages. And people in the streets, they've been saying for years that Back was really just Wack 100 using another name. Now fast forward to today, and this man is everywhere online, pointing fingers at Gunna, BG, Brick Baby, 21 Savage, even Jay Diggs, acting like he's the judge, jury, and executioner of the streets. But let's keep it real. That 2005 gun case?
And I just want to say this to y'all. When they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about Wack. Wack, loose cannon, 600, and this internet stuff.
It does not line up with the image he's been pushing. You don't just walk away from a federal gun charge, 3 loaded weapons in a felon's trunk, unless you're either the luckiest dude on earth or you handed something over to buy your freedom. So when folks saw that cop ID flash in that recent video, 20 years after the case got dismissed, it lit up all the old questions again. It's not just about a badge. It's not just beef. It's that same question that's never gone away since that case disappeared without a trace. What did he trade to walk away so squeaky clean? And as you already know, Wack's built his whole rep on calling out others. But now the streets are calling him out. That one word, snitch. Wack 100 treats it like his favorite insult. Anytime a rapper gets locked up or signs a plea deal, Wack's right there on Clubhouse, yelling at the top of his lungs that they folded. He did it with Gunna. Claimed he had a whole 2-hour interrogation tape, and even threatened to leak it if Gunna didn't confess. But guess what? He never dropped the tape, just ran his mouth. Then he went after BG, who already did over a decade behind bars. Wack swore up and down the man snitched, but never showed a single piece of paperwork. Even BG's old cellmate came out saying, BG held it down, never folded once. Still, Wack kept talking like he had the facts, but never backed it up with proof. He throws accusations with no receipts. And yeah, on the surface, some people eat it up. If you don't dig deep, it might seem like Wack's got some street code he lives by. But the ones really watching, they started connecting the dots. Every time Wack's name starts getting hot, he finds a new target to blast. He gets the spotlight off himself by calling out someone else. And then there's this, Wack records everybody. Like, who does that? Real ones don't need to keep secret recordings unless they're plotting to use it later.
Wacko that told him that though.
Because his statement is Wack.
Or worse, pass it along. People started waking up when they noticed something even darker. Rappers Wack brought onto Clubhouse. Some of them ended up catching cases. Loose Cannon, for example, went on there, talked too much, and later got caught up. Coincidence? Folks ain't so sure anymore. Now people are really starting to ask the big question. Was Wack setting folks up to crash out on purpose? Was he letting these convos go viral just so prosecutors could scoop them up later? Because the way he draws people into drama, then somehow always has a leak at just the right moment. It's feeling way too calculated to be random. At first, it might seem like just a messy dude online, but when you line everything up,
I'm gonna give you some time. I don't know, 24 hours, 12 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour. I don't know. I'm gonna give you some time though, Gunna.
for you to go head on and confess.
The pattern is loud. That leaked video didn't just come out of thin air. It was the match on a fire that's been building for years. From that 2005 case that magically disappeared, to him knowing about Rico moves before they even hit the news. From shady wiretap mentions, to that mystery badge flash, to all them secret recordings. None of it feels like coincidence anymore. It's not just chaos, it's controlled chaos. And the deeper folks dig, the more it starts to look like Wack's been hiding in plain sight the whole time. Because here's the truth, if all those people he accused were really snitching like he says, there'd be paperwork everywhere. But guess what? The only person who keeps showing up when cases get dropped, when names get exposed, or when the feds seem way too informed is him. That's what flips the whole script. It's not even about proving if Wack's a Fed or not. It's about asking what it really means if he is. What does that say about the way we eat up these street stories? Who we believe? Who we hand the mic to? People joke about it online like it's funny. But it's not funny anymore. Not when real lives are getting wrecked because of some behind-the-scenes manipulation. Wack spent years calling everybody else a snitch. But now, eyes are turning to him. Folks are starting to wonder if the loudest one in the room was wired from the very beginning. And if that's true, this whole game's been rigged for years. And the scariest part? Wack's still out here talking like nothing's wrong. But whatever he says next might be the final piece that blows this whole thing wide open. Make sure you like, subscribe, drop a comment, and share this video if you're seeing the pattern too. And don't forget, we'll see you on the next one.